following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down, handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Moore. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
And it's time for another edition of Talking Cowboys, the off-season variety, and there is so much to talk about since we convene on a weekly basis here now during the off-season. Bill Jones, Mickey Spagnola, Rob Phillips, Brian Broaddus has returned this week.
Yes.
Off the DL.
Off the DL. Thank you. Good to be back.
Good to have you back.
Appreciate that.
And you've been back on the airwaves, though.
Yeah, Thursday I tricked everybody into listening to a draft show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
all right
it's
there.
that time of the year again.
We're trying.
Got the big old laptop computer here.
Yeah, you never know when someone's going to call in from France or Germany or one of these places.
Got an Italy call a couple
Italy,
weeks ago.
and ask a draft question. I don't want to sound like a complete jackass.
You have all your draft information on that computer right
You know
there?
what? I've worked on about 117 guys already.
117.
I'm trying to get to 300.
Yeah.
Never be the same level as Dane Brugler, but I will work my best.
Where's your book?
You know what?
No first round pick this year. We're not going to do a book.
That's a blue binder over there.
I bought a green notebook, and I've decided I'm going to put it on my iPad instead.
There you go.
Aw.
Until that iPad gets stolen or you lose
Right,
it
that's
or
a concern
charge
that
falls
I've had.
out.
But I think I've got an app that I like, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on my iPad instead of the green notebook.
You've adopted the new school scouting methods now. Not respecting tradition.
That's right.
Yeah, he's interested in drafting short quarterbacks. That's where we become.
On that topic, driving in every sports talk show I listened to, and there were 4 of them driving in, they were talking about Kyler Murray this morning.
Good for him.
Got to have something to talk about.
Yeah.
I guess. And just imagine how much people are going to be talking about that for the next, is it 2.5 months? Whatever it is up to draft day.
He's going to go to the combine. We'll see if he throws. He's going to get to interview with some people. Rob and I will be at the combine, kind of hanging out. He'll be up on that podium. I'm sure Rob will fire him a question or two.
Sure.
About his days at Texas A&M and
Why'd you leave?
Why he was unable to do as good as at Texas A&M as he was at Oklahoma.
Yeah. What clicked for you when you left?
Yeah. What is the problem with my alma mater?
Will he stand up on his tippy toes when he's measured?
He just might.
Mickey's got short jokes.
You know what's funny though? He is going to test. He's going to test guys that are scouts that are my age and the new scouts. The new scouts are gonna love this guy.
We just talked about this walking
And
down.
the old man scouts are gonna, the guys that are like the old New York Giant scouts that had height and weight, speed charts and stuff like that. There's no way you can't draft a 5'9" quarterback. But then you watch him play and you go, my gosh, this guy's got a lot of ability. But hey, let me tell you, it's just as easy to bust on Blake Bortles as it is to bust on this guy. You could talk about prototypical quarterbacks, and if you don't have the right environment and the right leadership and the right coaching and the right heart and the right ability, you're going to probably be a bust. So that guy changed my mind at Cleveland a little bit.
Yeah.
That guy changed my mind. What you can do to come into a program and change it around.
Well, the other part of it is when you look at who's got the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And ammunition, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, I know you probably haven't studied Kyler Murray.
I was watching a guard at Oklahoma today. I was watching
Drew Samia
Samia's a good player, by the way.
Powers.
I was watching Powers today. And I'm sorry, Mickey, I don't mean to turn this into draft talk.
No, I was just going to help you guys out because Michael Bidwell said that they're committed to Rosen.
Are they?
Now, you can say anything you want.
That was my question.
February 12th. February 12th?
It is.
Yeah, February 12th.
So take Lincoln's birthday.
Lincoln's birthday,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So are they being honest when they say that?
Well, I don't know.
Lincoln's birthday.
But his comment was, this is great stuff for talk radio.
Well, and you are going to sing Josh Rosen's praises.
Sure.
So much right now.
Yeah. At the risk of talking Cardinals real quick, the report from Adam Schefter is that he's hiring the same agent as Cliff Kingsbury's agent.
Yeah.
So
That was part of the story.
You read the tea leaves and interesting.
It's Eric
Burkhart.
Burkhart. Yeah, a local guy. I
And
believe.
he could be throwing stuff out
Good
there
for him.
to try to see how much somebody will give him for that
That's right.
first pick in the draft.
Or for Josh Rosen.
Yeah, or for Josh Rosen. Yeah.
Bill, where did you have Josh Rosen in your quarterback hierarchy last year?
I wasn't that high on him. He
tore A&M up. Ooh.
Yeah.
But you weren't?
No, I wasn't.
Was he UCLA?
UCLA.
Yes.
So
where did you have him?
I had him. I liked him. I thought he was my second best quarterback in the draft I had last year. I thought he was that guy at Atlanta. I thought he was Matt Ryan. When I watched Matt Ryan as a young man at Boston College, I thought the same thing of this kid. The way he played, the way he looked, the way he carried himself. He's a privileged guy, and so people say, well, he hadn't had his butt kicked, and hadn't had his teeth chipped and all those things like that. But you watch the way he throws the football, but I tell you, the guy did show some toughness because he did take some hits.
Oh,
they didn't protect.
Bad team.
Yeah, they didn't take. But I was impressed by him. Again, I thought Matt Ryan. When I watched him play, I thought this guy's Matt Ryan. The way he plays, and so I'm never right about quarterbacks, but he's the one guy when you start talking about comparisons of what guys look like. That's what I physically thought of with this guy.
But if you're the Arizona Cardinals and
you got a new coaching staff,
and Kingsbury obviously likes Kyler Murray, he probably recruited him first to Texas A&M and then to Texas Tech.
Probably,
sure.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how much pull a Cliff Kingsbury is going to have with.
Well,
what's the average age of their scouting department?
Yeah, it might be a factor. I don't know. I mean,
you want to help the coach as best you can.
You are hiring him strictly because of what he can do with offenses and quarterbacks specifically. So if you want to let him go to work, maybe you let him make that pick. I don't know.
He needs to come out and talk about Rosen. He needs to come out, and maybe we'll see that at the Combine. This will be the first opportunity. He'll stand at the podium, and Rob will ask him a question about that. Your thoughts about Rosen, and say, hey, we're committed to Rosen. And Mickey's right. Right now, as we talk on February 12th, I'd be interested to see though if one of those teams do step up. Does the New York Giants step up? The Giants step up and say, okay, we're in the 6 hole here.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, we'll go to maybe we'll let you, let you drop down and take that guy, that kind of thing. Maybe, Jacksonville's another team.
Yeah.
That's again, they're going to look at a quarterback that has physical. Tom Coughlin, again, from the Giants system, he implements a lot of those same scouting principles for Jacksonville.
Right.
So, you got a couple of teams there that are not particularly going to be looking at a short quarterback.
Well, what I'm saying is that if they like Rosen.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Do you trade? Do you say, okay, we will, we'll
take Rosen.
Yeah, exactly. Does Rosen cost somebody the 6th or the 8th overall pick?
Yeah.
That's
and
where
the Cardinals can take Murray wherever he falls.
Yeah.
And maybe, and if they felt like he would be there at 6 or 8, they could take Bosa at 1,
Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't feel like that they feel like, and this is again guys I'm working with on the draft and general managers stuff. They're talking about the first 10, 12 picks being defensive players. No running back, no wide receiver, no tight end,
no quarterback.
Yeah. So they're talking about this being very heavy. And if you look at too the Simmons kid, there's reports now the defensive tackle from Mississippi State has tore up his knee. So get ready, Cowboy fans, at 58.
So let's just cut to the chase.
Yeah, 58. Let's take Simmons at 58.
Would you take Kyler Murray with the first pick in the draft?
They took Johnny Man. They took that guy last year.
First pick in the draft.
Little different, though.
How different?
Well, he's not 5'9". He's 6 foot, and
close.
a little stouter. And
he's close.
It's a little different. To me, and you're absolutely right, Brian.
I think
offenses have changed. It's more, they're implementing more of the college game.
Sure.
But if he goes that high, it tells me a lot about the state of the league and how so many teams are trying to find that guy.
So you'd take him?
No, I have reservations about how many guys that small have been franchise quarterbacks. Drew Brees?
He's a tick under 6
Russell
foot.
Wilson.
He's probably 3 inches.
Russell Wilson's won a Super Bowl, a couple of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
Flutie bounce around.
Brees is 3 inches taller.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mayfield's taller than that.
Bill, you've seen them both play.
You take them?
In
the
fact,
draft.
last year at this time, I said I'd take Baker Mayfield number 1.
You did,
overall.
and you and I did it on
I thought
TV.
Cleveland would do it.
Yeah.
And that was even closer to the draft.
Oh, that was right on top of the draft.
And the reservations that I have on Murray are more so
Baseball.
than the height. No, is he's only got one real year of playing. And as opposed to Mayfield had a lot more experience, a lot more snaps than what
Both transferred.
And I said this
has.
off air.
I think Murray's got more talent than Baker.
You may be
Mayfield.
right, and my judgment might be clouded by
I
watching
do too.
him
Arm talent.
half a
You're
season
taking
at
him with the
A&M.
first pick.
I would take. If I'm Arizona, I'd take Kyler Murray with the first pick.
You?
You know what? Because I like the quarterback that I drafted last year. I'm going to make it work. I wouldn't take him with the first pick. No,
And I'm
because
basing that when I
I'm
say-
basing on what I got currently on my team.
And I'm basing it on who my coach is, who I decide.
Yeah.
If they're crazy enough to hire Cliff Kingsbury
Yeah.
as the head coach, then they're crazy enough to draft Kyler Murray.
I think
number one
I think
overall.
Kyler
When
Murray
they hired Kingsbury, don't you think, though, they hired him with the idea of this guy can help Rosen?
that's why I think they hired him. Absolutely, I do.
You don't think they thought that Kyler Murray would be
That he was
picking
going to give
football?
up on baseball.
By the way, that's
and
the other part of
return
about
his money.
who is surprised that Kyler Murray picked football over baseball. I mean, the Oakland A's are sitting there acting like they're shocked that he's not showing up today for spring training. There has not been any evidence whatsoever that Kyler Murray has been in a batting cage in the last month, much less the last 7 months. And I'm sorry, you cannot show up for spring training if you haven't been practicing baseball.
And like we talked,
But was he really going to play for the A's to start out with?
no,
Was he gonna
no,
be
no.
on-
thing, you're
he's
gonna
going to
fill in the minor
A-ball.
leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyler,
No, but still
let's
you
not
have-
act like Kyler Murray couldn't go pick up a bat right now. And
No, but you
hit
if
4 out
you're-
of
if you-
7 pitches.
No, there's no way he would.
Really?
No, what? I mean,
I don't know. This guy's
baseball.
pretty talented.
No. I mean, and that's the other part of it. He only played 1 year, which is about 3 months of college baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a pinch runner year before last. That was how he was used. And then all of a sudden, this last
How
year,
does he get picked 9th overall then, Bill?
because of his talent. I think he's.
what do you get from
And
the A's?
he had a terrific year, and he hit cleanup last spring. But the year before, he barely played. He was used as a pinch runner.
What do you get from the A's to sign?
The A's have-
$4.7 million.
Yeah,
So-
the A's have only given him 1.2 million of it right now.
So if
He's due. He was due the other part of it.
At
though.
March 1st, he was due the other 3.1, I think.
Right.
if he thinks he's got a shot to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, then it's fine.
Yeah, aside from
the
I
money
think
doesn't matter.
It's a no-brainer as far as the
Even
money.
if even
But
if he's
I
the
think
15th
he
pick.
decided.
Watch him end up at 4 at Oakland.
He decided probably where do they give out the Heisman Trophy now? I mean, he would that night. He decided. I'm
Oh, the
playing
Downtown
football.
Athletic Club
Yeah,
in New York.
yeah.
yeah.
I think he'd
And-
be on the Heisman committee.
Yeah.
I want that job. I want a CBS jacket with the peacock eye on
Even
it.
Romo?
Yeah, I wanted that or a Orange bowl game jacket, orange with the bowl game, the logo on it.
Yeah.
And then I also want to be on the Heisman committee.
But
Is that possible?
The A's were looking for publicity.
right?
9th
I mean,
overall
I don't know about
pick.
that.
Well, what do you mean?
Wow, Mickey,
You don't
that's
you don't
pretty.
waste the 9th pick in the draft on a
Well, in
sideshow.
baseball,
Draft Bob Hayes in the
it's
12th
baseball.
round or something like that, doing
the
that.
guys,
You know?
how many years is he going to spend in Fresno?
Okay, when did Russell Wilson get drafted? He was a late pick, right?
Yeah, I thought
okay,
so.
That's one thing, right? You just draft a guy. Like the Cowboys drafted
wait.
Pat Riley.
But
Hey,
you-
wait.
You're gonna draft a center fielder that doesn't hit for power and might hit 300.
You don't do
Wait
it
a
for
sec-
fun in the 9th pick
But
overall.
and the Oakland A's had no idea that he would have the season that he had as a football player.
Well, they let him
I
play.
mean, they had seen him play at Texas A&M.
well, that shows you they're bad evaluators of football.
They had the same opinion of Kyler Murray that Rob Phillips had going into last season.
I'm clouded by that
because he had seen him fail at Texas A&M.
I saw him play a half against Alabama at Kyle Field, and they couldn't move the ball. And I thought,
Maybe you're a bad evaluator, Rob.
maybe I am, but
You're like me.
or maybe they did a better job of coaching him at OU.
Or they
you
should
know?
have stuck with him.
Well, he left.
Yeah,
He quit.
yeah. Well, because he didn't like the way he
It's
was
kind
being
of
treated.
been his MO now, isn't it? Isn't he kind of a quitter, man?
and the
Wow.
The
Well,
other,
isn't he? He quit baseball. He quit college. He's quit everything.
So far, all the decisions have been good.
He's following the money. He's going to get more money doing this.
You think his dad's involved here?
Sure.
What if
You
he
think dad's kind of pushing him along?
he goes to the Raiders and then does both,
Yeah. Ooh, how about that?
like
There
little
you go,
Dion's
Kent.
double play.
Kyler's double play.
There you go, Kent. All right.
What if I
let's
told
think-
you?
But the A's aren't going to Vegas, you know.
Yeah.
That's true.
They get a new stadium, though.
Yeah,
Good for them.
yep.
about time.
Along those lines, though, of picking quarterbacks, I think and you can relate it back to Cowboy situation if you want. If you had an opportunity, even though you picked with the 10th pick in the draft last year, a quarterback, but you and your scouts feel like this quarterback is better than that quarterback, and you can get something in return for that quarterback that you drafted last year, then
Well, yeah, but
upgrade the position.
that's true. But a lot of it is coaching. Like Brian said about Jared Goff, he looked like a potential bust after year one. They bring in Sean McVay, and he fixed it.
Yeah,
So,
sure did.
if you're hiring Cliff Kingsbury to come in and be a quarterback whisperer, maybe you stick with your investment. I don't know. Maybe it's going to depend on how much he loves this kid. We'll find out.
Those were Bidwell's words.
They were what?
Bidwell basically said what he
Michael Bidwell.
Michael
Right.
Bidwell.
Right.
That's why we got Kingsbury, because we wanted him. And he said during the interview that the first thing Kingsbury said, and he said
It's
it was
Kingsbury, by the
Kingsbury.
way.
I said Klinger, right?
Everybody, yeah.
He
old
said
mash face.
during the interview, he was the only head coach candidate they interviewed that said, "Bring the tape out. We'll break it down on him." Meaning Rosen.
Man.
Bill's not believing any of that.
Why wouldn't the coach say that? I mean, other coaches they interviewed. I mean, you're trying to get the job, aren't you? Yeah, I can fix that guy.
That's the first question if they had a coaching change here. Would have been, could you help Dak Prescott? How are you going to help Dak Prescott?
Absolutely.
That would have been the first question I think that the owner and general manager would have asked.
Because the Cowboys are a year or less away from, all right, how much are we paying him? How much are we committing to Dak Prescott down the line? So it's a huge investment.
Can I ask you guys a question real quick, Bill? Do we have to go to break?
No,
You know what my answer to that would have been?
What, my question?
Yeah, if you're no, the question you were posing about how can you help Dak
Yeah.
Prescott?
Yeah.
I know this answer.
This would have been the time I would have said, well, let's be Dak friendly and get him some damn wide receivers.
Yeah.
And don't let him get sacked 56 times, right?
Thank you.
That was your best reason, by the way. If you're in a situation, if you're Dak Prescott and Jason Garrett now, you kind of look at each other and have a meeting and say, you know what, they don't like either one of us. They're not too happy with either one of us right now. Do you think they have that conversation?
Who's they?
They being Jason Garrett and Dak Prescott.
No. Who's not happy with them?
Well, say for the front office. I mean, if you talk about just the contract extension, and we don't know about Prescott, we know what's going on with Jason Garrett.
Right.
But if you're Jason Garrett,
What's going on?
what's going on?
Yeah.
That he doesn't have an extension yet.
Okay, so what does he have to do to get an extension
I don't know, because he won the division this year
and won a playoff?
and won a playoff game, and he still didn't get an extension.
So what's he got to do?
I don't know. Is
He maybe
it
has to win
playoff
the-
games?
He
Is
has to win the Super Bowl.
No one's asked Jerry that, has they?
No.
He's got to
But-
go further than he's ever gone, I feel like.
Yeah.
You have to progress at some point.
Jerry hasn't wanted to discuss it either. He's been asked.
He's avoided it. He sure has.
He hasn't wanted to talk about Garrett's contract.
Yeah.
So he's been asked about the subject, and there hasn't been a lot of discussion about it. He wants to keep it in-house, and that's his absolute right.
So everybody's guessing then.
No, we're not. He's not getting an extension.
No, I'm not saying he's not getting an extension.
But we don't know what he has
But
to
what
do.
does he have to do to get an extension?
He obviously more than he's done, win more than 2 playoff games in his career. You know, he's won 3 out of the last 5. Every time again, I've tried to fire him. He's won a division. But I mean, that's to me. I'm from the school of keep everybody together one more time, see what happens. But yeah, obviously they've got other plans. I think
he has to get off the roller coaster to earn the extension.
Well,
The roller coaster is
make sure you're.
people will say he was the reason why they were 3 and 5.
up and down, and he doesn't have to extend him right now. So let's go ahead and see what happens and what the trend has been. This is the roller coaster. The roller coaster is going down.
This is when we're screaming going down the hill.
Yeah,
How
we're
many
screaming
people-
going down the hill right now. We need to get back up to where at least we're on level playing.
Okay, so what is that?
Well, that would be at least duplicate.
They haven't had a back-to-back.
They got to.
So what is it? Yeah, and how come?
All right, Mickey.
There have been issues that have affected the roster. Romo got hurt in 2015.
What if Dak goes down?
Zeke got. I get it.
If he goes down, it's over.
But in 2016, a 4th-round draft pick led you to 13 wins. So you can kind of look at it two different ways.
That was good.
You were the one team that is through history that had first round through the bye or had number 1 seed through the playoffs and didn't make it.
I mean, things happen. Nick Foles won the Eagles the Super Bowl. So you can't always look at it and say, well, we lost this guy, and that's the reason, because this team has overcome that before. 2016 was, what were we thinking when Romo broke his back that August?
Oh, no. Yeah. I was in a broadcast booth with Brad Sham. We were worried.
But
Trust me.
But they did go 13-3.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they didn't win a playoff game.
No.
So that dismisses 13-3.
It doesn't dismiss it. Like Bill said, it's roller coaster. It's sustained playoff success. Not necessarily
what
doesn't have to be the
happened in
Patriots.
2015?
Romo got hurt.
And somebody decided they needed to trade for Matt Castle.
Well, we've had this discussion. I don't think Brandon Whedon was
That's
going
why
to lead
you
this team
can't
to the
say
playoffs.
it was a roller coaster.
It has been a roller coaster in
But
terms
why?
of final
You want to
records.
defend your
Win-loss,
position? You're the
win-loss,
one brought up
win-loss.
the roller coaster.
It's just
You're sitting over there watching Rob get killed.
Why did it end up 9-7 in 2017?
because they decided to play the last game to make it 9-7 instead.
Okay, so what if they had gone 8-8? Why did that happen?
Because he didn't want to be 8-8. That would have been
Zeke.
No, I'm saying
Zeke.
if they had gone 8-8, why did they?
Zeke.
Why? Oh, okay.
But you heard what I said about
but
2016 though. There wasn't an excuse to be made about Tony Romo because Dak Prescott had the best quarterback rookie season ever.
Put him to the street.
Now, my point is
maybe Dak was better than Matt Castle and Brandon Whedon.
Absolutely, he's better than those guys.
Okay, so that's why 2015 happened. Otherwise, they would have been 3 years in a row in the playoffs.
Yeah, Zeke helped too.
But I'm saying,
You got to win eventually.
I think
I'm not dismissing everything they've accomplished. I'm just saying they've dealt with adversity well, and then they haven't at times. You know, they've lost guys and they've had success, and other times they haven't.
I think
Mickey,
maybe
have they been patient with this guy by NFL standards and coaching and professional coaching standards? Have they been patient with this guy?
let's go. Want to start from the beginning?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
By NFL standards, it's a simple yes or no question.
What type of team
Just
did he
a simple
take
yes or
over?
no question.
So should they have been to the playoffs in 2011
8
with
years,
the team
Mickey.
they had?
Just a simple question.
I just explained what happened to it.
Okay.
No, I think
they've been more impatient with this
I think
guy. If you look in the overall picture of what coaches have had to deal with, I mean, I think they have.
Can I just qualify this?
Sure.
Because I feel like he boxed me in a corner there. I don't know. Jason Garrett.
Got quick feet.
Jason Garrett deserves a lot of credit for
wit.
being the leader of this football team and help digging them out of a 3-5 hole.
He might have been the reason why they were there too.
Okay. Well, they needed to go get a receiver. We know
They
that.
did, yeah.
But this team never quits under him.
They never do. You're right about
They really
that.
do continue to fight.
Yep,
and
you're right about
and
that.
They turn this whole thing around. He deserves credit.
He deserves some credit for bringing a lot of these guys here too.
Yes.
I give him credit for
I'm
that.
not-
He's a really good evaluator.
I'm not trying to rip the head coach. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm really making Bill's point in that they have had up and down success, and maybe that's what it's going to take. Is they're trying to be that team that gets to the playoffs every year and puts themselves in position. They haven't. The final results, they haven't done it.
I think Jerry might be looking at this as okay.
The last 2 years, two-year coaches
he
getting
likes
Super Bowls.
He likes the fact that everyone's kind of on it, coaching, playing on edge.
I
that
don't
going
disagree
into
with that.
basically going into a contract year that that motivates people.
Jason's done it before.
Yeah.
2014, right? Last year of his deal, got him to the second round.
Yep.
Got a contract extension.
What happened in 2013?
I don't know. I wasn't here. Tell me. Remind me.
Sabbatical.
Yeah, it was on my sabbatical.
I don't believe Tony Romo played the final game of the season. Got hurt, and Kyle Orton went in.
Yeah, they tried to win a game against Philadelphia that would have got him in, I think.
Yeah.
If I
Orton
remember
threw a
right.
pick late,
Happened.
right?
Well, the last series
Yeah,
when they had a chance to go down and score and
I was watching.
win the game.
I think we're past the point of defending him, though, Mickey.
Well,
and I admire
and that's
you.
fine.
I admire you.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
admire
looking
you.
at the facts. I'm not
No.
looking at emotion.
Not,
I'm looking at
you're
the facts.
You're absolutely right about that.
I'm just trying to read Jerry's mind.
Me too. I'm trying to rationalize.
How does Gary feel also with Bob Stoops being 100 yards away?
Ooh, and we get
haven't talked
into
about
that when Talking Cowboys continues in a moment.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine being shipwrecked on a desert island, alone. Glass-like curls of surf pound the shore with Dr. Pepper-colored waves. Surrounded by desire, but you can't drink it because it's the ocean. Fish live in there. The only thing you want is Dr. Pepper, and you can't have it.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Tommy John time. Here in Cowboys country, we always ride with our boys. But when it comes to your underwear, you definitely don't want them riding up on your boys. That's why we always wear Tommy John, the revolutionary brand of underwear with stay-put waistbands that keep everything in place. Tommy John, no adjustment needed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys and get 20% off your first order.
IBF welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. is set to defend his title against 4-division world champion, current WBC lightweight champion Mikey Garcia, March 16th at AT&T Stadium. You won't want to miss this highly anticipated blockbuster showdown. Tickets on sale now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticket provider of AT&T Stadium.
I want to thank everybody out on Periscope that's watching today. We appreciate you as well.
Don't they have a big press conference coming up?
I think they do. In L.A., I think.
Nationally televised?
Yeah.
Is it L.A.?
I think. Well, maybe it's
either L.A. or
the
Vegas.
fight here? The fight's here.
I know.
Why would it be in L.A.?
Well, I don't know. I got to find the email
I think you're right,
yesterday
Bill.
on it.
Mickey and I are going to that fight, right?
I am.
Yeah. Should
Looking
be good.
for the email.
All right.
Oh,
Let me know how it goes.
I went to the fight
I know.
last week.
The one at Ford Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are going face-to-face at a special Fox PBC press conference that will air live on Fox Saturday, February 16th, 1 month out from the fight, March 16th. That's 3:30 Central Time from Microsoft Theater at L.A., live in Los Angeles.
Wow. All right.
There you go.
Right before
Saturday.
All right. If they would have put it off a week, we could have gone to it.
All right, so the question posed by Kent Garrison mentioning the great Bob Stoops before we went to break right there. My question is this. Is it more likely that Bob Stoops is the coach of the Dallas XFL team or the Dallas Cowboys 1 year from now? Silence. Crickets.
I don't know, Boomer Sooner. How old is Bob Stoops now?
He is 58 years old.
Not bad.
No, I mean, Parcells took this job when he was about 60, right?
Kent, where were you going with that question? You threw out the name.
Considering the XFL doesn't kick off until a year from now.
Right, February.
Yeah.
You know, say the Cowboys start 2-5, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Does he even coach at all for the XFL? Or
So that's basically my question.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
John Kitna was the OC for the San Diego Fleet for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, see what happened to them. They took the L.
Yeah.
There's been rumors about Bob Stoops. I've been here since 2013, and I feel like there's always rumors about him every offseason. You know, there's mutual respect kind of thing. Experience, certainly respect from the players.
I think you got to give this guy a year to coach myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just talking about Jason Garrett.
Oh,
you're talking about Garrett.
Yeah, I think that.
You're not talking about giving Stoops a year to coach.
I had a coach tell me that all this talk about firing guys and stuff like that. He says, "You're amazing about your firing guys." He goes, "You're not fair to the organization, and you're not fair to the coach." He's not wrong, but I mean, I think that they've made the decision. They're going to let Garrett ride this year. You know, if Talkin Cowboys, God willing, we're all coming back next year at this time. Let's talk about a coach then, if that's the case.
But what's the difference? What's the difference if you give
people?
What's the difference if you give them an extension and they go 5-11?
Yeah.
You're going to fire them anyway.
Yeah, the thing about
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and Jerry's not sitting there pinching pennies. By the way,
Happened to Wade. Got a brand new deal in 2010, coming off a second round appearance. They started 1-7. He got canned.
Let me turn it around.
I just don't think you want to throw money at somebody if your intent is. But I'm willing to let the guy coach.
Okay, Mickey, why is it necessary to extend the coach right now?
I never said it was.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, how do you know Jerry's not doing that to appease all the people that are pissed off that all they did was win the division, win a playoff game, and didn't make it to the NFC?
Is that the wrong thing to do?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But does he mean it deep down, or is he doing it for appearance sake?
Public.
Or is he doing it so he doesn't have to give that guy $25 million if he whacks him?
But you would negotiate an out.
I don't know about that.
See what? So what are reasons that you would extend a coach right now?
That you're happy with his work, that you want to continue on with the program. You don't want to make changes to how your personnel looks, how your team looks, all these things.
And you got a young quarterback that if you're happy with his growth, you don't want to change systems on him, all that stuff.
The Arizona Cardinals thought nothing of that.
But you can make that decision even after next year and after this season, and you're not changing anything. Well, I think one of the reasons, if you had openings on your staff and there was somebody that you've always wanted to hire as your defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, whatever, that would be a reason to extend the head coach. Sure. So that he would be compelled.
College programs do it to help in recruiting.
Right.
You know,
so does it affect free agency, or do guys don't care?
They want
free
money.
agent.
Don't
They
care.
just want money.
Yeah.
They don't care who the head coach is.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't. Guys will end up at certain spots just because they, We'll see how interested in playing football that this Earl Thomas is. You know, if you say, hey, this is all we can do, this is what we can offer. You wanted to come here. Let's see how. If he doesn't come here or doesn't entertain an offer here and goes somewhere else for a bunch more money, you know where Earl Thomas's heart was. It wasn't about trying to go and play and be happy somewhere. It was about going to make the most money he can make.
So you're going to pay him 3 years, $22 million?
I was going to give him 2 years, and I was going to guarantee 2 years, Mickey, is what I was going to do.
Who was the safety just signed? They signed him for 3 years, $22 million.
Was it? Who is it? Oh, was the guy? The guy
Eric
from
Reed.
Eric Reed.
Eric Reed.
You confused me there for a second. Yeah, Eric Reed.
Yep.
So is that?
All right, let me ask you this:
is that the going rate?
That sounds reasonable, doesn't it?
$7 million a year.
Doesn't that sound reasonable for 3 years?
Yeah.
They guarantee the deal. I'm a terrible football guy right now. I didn't remember. I know they signed him, but did they guarantee all $22 million?
That I don't know. Can look it up.
Okay. You know what? I was thinking more of a 2-year deal, and I'm thinking maybe you were going to have to do it for probably between 10 and 12 million is what I was thinking. You know?
Eric Reed, 3-year extension worth $21.6 million, $7.5 million signing bonus, $10 million total guarantees. In addition, he can make $1.9 million in incentives for a deal worth up to nearly $23.65.
So it's almost like a 1-year deal.
Just about.
Yeah, it's front loaded.
Yeah.
A lot of it guaranteed. Yeah.
I would find I'd see how badly he wants to play here. That's what I would do with Earl Thomas. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. No, hey, we'll figure out something in the draft, or something will pop up the right way for you.
What do you think the chances are of that happening?
What, the draft?
Earl Thomas signing?
I would ask. I would come out and say, okay, this is where you use Chris Richard. You say, hey, listen, buddy, this is what we got. We got a young secondary here. You saw what we got. You saw us firsthand in the playoffs. Beat your old team there. Come and help us out here. This is what you can do. You want to be back in Texas and play for the Cowboys and all that? Yeah, we can. This is how it will work. No state income tax. You can do some creative things with him to get him this money.
How much do you think this team needs him?
You know what? I would think this team needs him in the way of leadership in the back end, even though those young kids did a nice job playing together last year. But I want somebody back there I feel like can play some center field and help, and maybe, and help create some turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we wrote about this.
Turnovers, what's that?
Yeah. Maybe he gets 3 or 4 interceptions, 5. When's the last time we've had Jeff Heath? Jeff Heath, it either happens all in one game or it doesn't happen at all.
They've been middle of the pack last 3 years in takeaways since they had 11 in 2015, which tied the lowest ever since the stat was recorded. And, the last 2 Super Bowl champs, top 10 in takeaways, it's obviously a huge stat. They don't get enough of those.
You know why? Question. One of the big reasons I'd sign Earl Thomas? Because I saw some promise in Xavier Woods. I saw Xavier Woods' willingness to try and light you up a little bit. Maybe you get a guy like Earl Thomas in here to kind of teach him how to be a pro,
So do you can
interchange those guys, Mickey. That's not going to be.
You think he can play strong?
Oh, sure he can.
Does he want to?
Earl Thomas can play strong if he has to. Yeah, absolutely he could. They interchange these guys. It's not like that. And how many times have we seen Jeff Heath playing coverage? It's not like you're asking him to make every single tackle at the point of attack. What's one thing Earl Thomas can do? He can tackle. That's something we all kind of appreciate about him, and create turnovers is another thing we appreciate about him. But how about teach Xavier Woods how to be a dog?
And plus, Xavier Woods has position versatility as well.
Sure,
playing in
put
the
him in slot. Yeah, it'd be worth it to me just to try.
Oh,
But then again, that's why I'm doing radio with you guys today.
I love the thought of, even at his age and coming off the injury and everything, of Earl.
I'm not asking him to sign it for 6 years. I'm just saying, give me a couple years. Give me this is what my dream. This would be my dream. He's my Charles Woodson at Green Bay. That's what he is. Still could kind of play at a high level, kind of, get your team over the hump, be a leader.
They won the Super Bowl his first year in Green Bay?
Yeah, he was defensive MVP, 2009.
Okay, in 2010 they won the whole thing.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, Cowboys were interested in Eric Weddle, right?
Yeah. I think Earl Thomas is better than Eric Weddle.
Right,
himself.
but that's the point being.
That would have been a mistake.
It
was, right? The guy, he bombed.
He's still playing.
Took the money.
He's still playing.
Still
playing. But what would have bombed would have probably been Watkins. That would have been the wide receiver. That would have been a bomb.
Oh,
that would have been a bomb.
I thought you meant Patrick Watkins.
No, that was.
That's what I thought he meant.
That was a bomb too.
That's a blast pass right there.
6'4" safety. They couldn't turn. That's a hard thing to do. That's when we were hitting the crack pipe. Then I guess I don't know what we were doing.
Well,
it's awful.
Maybe if you bring them in, they can stop somebody from.
Is anybody going with me on this Earl Thomas thing, or am I riding? Am I on the covered wagon?
I just said,
for the right amount of money and the right deal. I'm not going
to get him for a veteran minimum, but I'm going to have to pay him a little bit, and I need him here to.
I don't mind paying him too.
And you got to make sure he's healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's going to be healthy. I'm not worried about Earl Thomas working and getting ready. He's going to. I know he broke his leg. He didn't tear his knee. He broke a bone in his leg, so I'm okay. He'll heal.
It wasn't an Achilles or
no, he's not. Yeah, I'm not asking him to do something he can't do. Rob, you with me?
Yeah, sure. To me, it's going to
like Aggie on the Earl Thomas.
Well, like you said, it's price because Stephen Jones has said, in general terms,
they're not going to listen to us.
They're not big players in free agency. They never are. So
But
they got a lot of guys they needed to get done on their own roster, and then you'll see. It's always comes down to money.
If you could sign one guy.
But it's not a big play if you think about it.
No, it's not.
Kind of a mid-size contract.
I'm saying they always kind of nibble week 2, 3.
And if he can come in here and play defense and stop somebody from running for 273 yards, then sign him tomorrow.
When Tampa Bay releases Gerald McCoy,
there you go.
What's he going to get in free agency?
See, that's the next trick. Oklahoma City guy, right, Bill?
Yes, he is. Great guy.
You know what? Gerald McCoy. I tell you what, though.
I mean, if
Kent's got me on this draft show every Thursday at 11 a.m., and there's a lot of defensive tackles, and I talked about that guy that wrecked his knee. Mississippi State. You want to here's a guy as a top 15 player that's now going to probably get to Dallas at 58.
It's worked out for Jalen Smith.
Worked out for Sean Lee. Bruce Carter.
Bruce Carter was, he's still in the league, right?
Yeah. He signed with Atlanta. Re-signed with Atlanta.
Got an extension, yeah.
Does this guy need a redshirt year?
He's going to need one probably. He just hurt his knee, so yeah, probably so.
Tore his ACL?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
That's a 3-month injury. He'll be back for
OTA.
He'll be back for OTA. He'd start talking Quinnen Williams. I mean, we had this discussion about him and Quinnen Williams together, the Alabama defensive tackle. And Dane was to the point of like, man, both these guys can really play. I mean, he's talking about him kind of in the same breath. And Quinnen Williams is one of the best players I've seen in a while.
You know what?
Tackle from Alabama.
When OU played Alabama, of course, they've got first quarter was a disaster.
I'm watching your guards try and block him.
Yeah. I was not that impressed with the Alabama defense, except for one guy, that guy.
Quinnen Williams,
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He is. And this Jeffrey Simmons is he's a mean man.
Well, aren't these guys like top 10 picks?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
this
what I'm
one
saying.
might fall
That's
because
what I'm saying. He might get to you at 58 now
because he got
the Mississippi State guy.
Yeah.
The only thing about that, though, is, that's a redshirt year, right? Most likely.
Doesn't help.
New England at 32.
Yeah.
Get ready. Yeah.
They need a guy that can come in at D tackle and help this line, right?
Oh, sure.
At some point, whether you sign a guy, whether you draft a guy, they need something to help that rotation.
Been nice if David Irving was available then, right?
He should have been that guy.
Should have been, yeah.
And he wasn't.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Mickey. Bye.
It's Mickey's favorite. Yeah, or Brian's favorite.
AS, right? AS Irving.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue with more of Talking Cowboys. We might even entertain some phone calls when we come back.
Or talk Cowboys.
You're like me and you love... I mean, if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for Tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
The OtterBox that builds those crazy protective phone cases?
Yup, and now they're changing the side dish game with the OtterBox Trooper Soft Cooler. Lightweight, mobile, and leak-proof, Trooper is perfect for blitzing a crowded parking lot with a Frito pie.
Amazing. Hey, you think I could fit my 7-layer salmon salad into the Trooper cooler?
Yup, but please don't.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Learn more about the Trooper soft coolers at otterbox.com.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Well, we got to talk Jack Black, and I don't know if you guys are keeping up, but if you go to the website, getjackblack.com.
You're a board of director now?
Guess what they have? The Jack Black Grand Tour, and that will include Pit Boss antiperspirant and deodorant, double duty face moisturizer, beard lube, conditioning shave, pure clean daily facial cleanser, and turbo wash energizing cleanser.
This is all in a pack?
And you get all this in a waxed canvas travel bag. And you know what the best thing is?
What?
Other than the price? Is the sizes of these things. They'll all get past TSA when you go on
so they're travel size.
They're no more than 3 ounces, and it's $81 of product, but you get it for $52. Can't beat that. So you go to getjackblack.com and look for the Grand Tour.
All right.
Do you have the list of the products in front of you? Or is that
he said deodorant is one of them.
There they are, right there.
Oh,
Which
wow.
one do you want?
Well, I'm trying to remember which one I used yesterday, which I hadn't used in a while, and I love it. The stuff you put on I guess the facial cleanser.
Is it the makes you the tingly face?
Yeah.
Yeah, it burns a little bit, but in a good way. Not a bad way.
Is it
but in a
gritty,
good way?
the gritty one?
Yeah, the gritty
or the
one's
smooth
good.
cream.
Yeah.
The gritty
That's
one.
right. No,
which
I
I
love
just
that.
ran out
Is
of.
that the Pure Clean Daily Facial Cleanser?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you run out?
And
I
think Mickey
have not run out. I forgot that I had it. It was like in the back of my little.
Mickey and Warren Buffett just bought the company together, so they give you some product.
They've come out with a turbo wash, all body wash too now.
No, they've had that. They've
the
had
turbo
that.
one, not the regular one. It's turbo.
No,
Turbo Wash Energizing Cleanser.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
all over.
I use that.
Yeah,
I use that. Yeah, that's good. Because it's a hair cleanser, too. It's all in one.
That's right. Everything.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Give me my Grand Tour back.
All right. Very good.
A little bit of breaking news for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Bob Stoops is taking the Cowboys job.
A little bit.
Tease me, Brian.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown has tweeted, "Thank you, Steelers, for 9 big years. Time to move on and forward. # new demands."
Okay, this might be too. Did he miss a court case that he had coming up?
I don't know.
Wonder if they've moved on from that. He supposedly was supposed to do in court, I believe, yesterday. God, I'm so terrible about my news right now.
I've lost track of him and Le'Veon Bell and the Steeler issues.
Talking Steelers would be a lot of fun right now.
Yeah, it would.
Talking Steelers, but no.
What about talking Browns? The move they made.
Mm-hmm. Kareem
Hunt.
He was drafted by John Dorsey.
Yes,
that's
in
right.
Kansas City.
That's right.
Yeah. John knows the player very well.
So he's probably going to get at least 6 games, right?
Yep. John's drafting for the
They've
second
got
half.
enough running backs there. They got Chubb and Duke Johnson, don't they?
Or maybe not Duke Johnson if they
Yeah.
when they find out when Kareem Hunt can play.
And Duke is probably going into his 4th year by now.
He is.
Something like that.
Yes.
But Steelers receiver.
So he's probably restricted? Not to
Here we go, Kent. If you're following along, Kent is playing producer on the fly
About 10
for you
minutes
guys.
ago,
If
he
you're
put
watching,
this out, a little video and a tweet.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going somewhere else or demanding to do that.
Sounds like new demands, whatever that means.
And it's speculated the message means either the Steelers have reached an agreement in principle to trade Brown to a new team, or he simply has decided to take matters into his own hands. What does he mean by new demands?
Who knows?
Maybe it's not money. I want to go.
Yeah.
Because he's under contract, right?
He absolutely is under contract.
That makes
he
it
want a
sound
new
like
deal?
he has made new demands to the Steelers that he knows they are not going to meet. He's out. He's basically told them, "I'm not playing for you."
Yeah.
He has the
that's
peace sign
probably-
emoji in there too, and that signals later, usually. But we'll see.
Does he want to go play with LeBron or something?
Have you looked at Hollywood Brown?
Yes.
His cousin.
Yes.
What do you think
What
of
a
him?
cool little player he is.
Mm-hmm. He only dropped 5 passes against Texas in the Big 12 championship game, though.
Cool little player, though.
Yeah.
He really is. I mean, no, if you talk about explosive players.
Well, was that the game he got hurt in?
He did get hurt in it, too.
Yeah.
But that was after he dropped 5 passes.
Is that the type of receiver you're looking at in the draft? If they need
No.
that?
Well, there's people were talking about the slot kind of guy. There's just plenty. This wide receiver draft is actually really, really deep. It just doesn't have the first round guy. It just doesn't have that everybody's kind of lining up for. I mean,
so Hollywood's a second round guy.
He's probably a second round guy right now with the way. But they're talking about Metcalf, Harmon, Brown. Brown's probably in that mix of
you
those
like
guys.
Him at 58.
I think at 58 he'd be really intriguing because of just how explosive he is. He is. He's what but he makes plays down the field. He's not just a guy that does underneath stuff. But I think that people. This is Mickey's guy, Emmanuel Hall, is getting a lot of.
Yeah, he drops the ball too much.
Yeah. Well,
what about my South Carolina guy?
He wants Debo.
I want Debo.
South Carolina is probably in that second to third round kind of discussions, but. The Riley Ridley, this Dylan Mitchell from Oregon. I mean, there's a lot of really good players in the middle of this draft. So I think if the Cowboys kind of sit where they're at, there's gonna be a good receiver, potentially a good running back, potentially a good defensive tackle, potentially a good tight end, all sitting there. Potentially maybe a top 10 defensive tackle if he gets all the way through. When we're talking about Simmons again, if they take a hurt guy.
So Amari Cooper at 28 was looking pretty good.
Amari Cooper, I would be hard-pressed to find
27, whatever it is.
Yeah, to find 27 players better than Amari Cooper at this point in time. I mean, I know all these defensive linemen and stuff like that are great players, but if Amari Cooper would be the best player in this draft at wide receiver if that's how you ranked them.
Yeah.
He would. He's a legitimate first-round player, and there's a lot of these guys aren't first-round players.
So if you're taking a wide receiver, you need something different than Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And you need something different from Gallup.
Yeah.
If you're not re-signing Beasley.
Right.
See, this is where people are all looking at, they're talking about, if you don't, Brown is a 5'9" guy. You look at, you talk about Andy Isabella from Massachusetts is a 5'9" guy. You're talking about, then you go a little further down, this Greg Dortch from Wake Forest is a 5'9" guy. So, if you're looking for slot players. And then Mickey's guy, Samuel, he can play slot. He's 5'11". So everybody's kind of looking at that guy for those slot players that and there's a lot of them in this draft. The kid, Hunter Renfrow, too, from Clemson is another guy.
On.
So, yeah, if you want to find a way to replace Cole Beasley, if you're interested in just letting him walk and maybe taking his money and going to get a safety or going to get a defensive tackle or going to get somebody else, then there are players that you can definitely can latch to in this draft and make that happen.
You totally rule out Cole Beasley coming back?
I shouldn't, but I would feel
if the market's depressed for him in mid-March.
They might make a decision that they don't want to. They said, okay, we'll pay you what we paid you last year,
right?
And Cole, I think Cole to me is one of those guys that's got a lot of pride. It wouldn't surprise me if he took a less deal and went somewhere else. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
guys don't generally do that, do they?
No, but
you'll take the same deal and go somewhere else,
right?
Just because of locker room pride,
right. That's what I'm saying about Cole. He is been so outspoken that if he comes back with hat in hand, it's like, okay, who won that battle? Front office won that battle.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a question. Of the receivers the Cowboys have on their roster right now, which ones will be on the roster in 2019, beginning of the season? You got Cooper and Gallup or Givens.
Yes.
Okay. Beasley?
I'd say no.
I say 50-50.
Allen Hurns?
I'd say yes.
Team option, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Terrence Williams?
No.
Noah Brown?
Yes.
Cedric Wilson?
Yes.
Lance Lenore?
now we're starting to get in, okay, do you draft somebody that's better than Lance Lenoir? Where Lance Lenoir will win is he'll win on experience with the staff, but is there a better wide receiver? Is Mickey's guy Samuel a better player? Is Andy Isabella you draft? I mean, of course they draft somebody in the second or third round. I think that guy's got a good shot at making this team. But I think that's now you're drawing the line. I think they're going to have a pretty good, it's not going to be by committee. I think it's going to be a pretty good group of receivers.
I think Cedric Wilson. He might be your third or fourth guy.
Hellman's giving me so much grief about Cedric Wilson because Cedric Wilson, I really liked Cedric Wilson coming out of the draft last year, and Hellman's like, he hadn't even played it down, and you're acting like he's in the Ring of Honor.
They like him.
No,
but
they
know.
do like him, and they were really disappointed when he got hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's not like the fastest guy in the world, but he can play.
He
pretty much.
separates.
He can play.
Yes.
He can play inside. He can play outside.
Yes.
And my question was unfair. I don't mean September. Like going into training camp, which of those guys are going to be on the roster?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Wilson's interesting. I mean, that's almost like getting another, draft pick in a way at receiver.
How about Jeff Swaim? Will he be back?
I think there's this thing is a pretty deep draft with tight ends, and I think unless it's a 1-year deal, that he has nowhere to go and stuff like that, maybe you bring him back, but I don't think that's a priority right now. I could be way wrong about that, but I just don't see him being a priority with this football team.
You asked about the wrong tight end.
Rico Gathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where
he just gave the high sign for those.
I think yeah.
You want me to go,
I just mentioned Swaim because he's a free agent.
Yeah. Yeah.
They like Swaim. They like the toughness, and he can do a little bit everything for you.
We're talking Rico now. Huh?
Oh, okay. Rico.
You can talk Swaim.
Well, he's under contract, so he'll probably go to training camp.
Dropping that ball in the playoffs, I think, sealed his fate here.
How many years left does he have on his deal, Rico?
One more. He was a 2016 pick.
I'll just say this: He's not going to preclude them, like Brian said, from going and looking hard at a tight end in this draft.
Even with Jeff, I thought they were going to look at a tight end at this draft. I mean,
they got to.
I mean, to me, if you look at the situation, at 58, and I know that sound Cowboy fans just don't want to hear that.
Because of past second round.
Yeah, they don't want to hear it. Yeah. But Sternberger from Texas A&M, sign me up.
Speaking of second round tight ends, did you see Gavin Escobar the other night?
I heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a restricted free agent.
Okay.
After next season, so he's a restricted free agent in 2020.
Rico.
Oh, is he?
Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's because he was let go or practice squad or whatever.
And then they re-signed him, and they probably added a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
This Isaac Nada. Keep an eye on him as well. Georgia.
You like Sternberger?
I like Sternberger and Nada. Both those guys and you might have to hit them both at 58 if you want to get them.
Are they more? Can they stand up and block on the line? Are they more? Do you kind of need that type of guy?
Nada's a better blocker. Nada from Georgia is a better blocker than Sternberger, but they both get down the field and they both catch the football and they both create problems for you defensively to have to deal with.
Sternberger was a mismatched guy at A&M, no question. He had a terrific year. It's a small sample size, but he was great.
All right, Blake Jarwin had 27 catches this year. How many catches do you need out of Blake Jarwin in 2019?
I bet you Blake Jarwin doubles his catches next year.
54 catches for Blake Jarwin.
I believe he doubles.
And that's part of the evaluation you have to make. You have to project him.
Yeah.
Are these guys going to come in and be better than what you hope he can be next year, right?
I'll tell you what, I'll take my chances with Jarwin, a draft pick like Nada or Sternberger, and then Dalton Schultz. I'll take my chances with those three guys because I think they all kind of unique in the way they can kind of help you down the field. You got a couple of guys. Schultz improved as a blocker. Again, Nada from Georgia I think is a better blocker than Sternberger, so you could play him more in line if you had to. But it'll be interesting to see what Kellen Moore does scheme-wise. How many tight ends is he going to play with in this? Is he a strictly 11 personnel guy? Is he going to spread you out and try and run the ball? We don't know that. We'll probably see in the OTAs and mini camps, kind of what his philosophy is going to be on that.
Less 12 than we've seen, maybe.
Maybe so.
What did New England do during the Super Bowl?
They ran the football. They got a fullback in the game, and they just said, you know what, we're going to hammer it here at the end.
And they ran two tight ends.
Yeah.
Then they split everybody out out wide on the winning drive.
Yeah.
With 12 personnel or 22
Wade Phillips, both coordinators did a hell of a job in that game, I thought. How about Wade Phillips flying home across the country after that when he goes?
That was amazing.
He goes, damn, I give up 13 points and lost a game.
His defensive game plan.
And he's given up 50-something and won a game.
His game plan was as good as Belichick's.
No, there's no question.
Yeah.
Actually, is what you would expect from Wade.
You talked to him at the funeral?
He and Skip Pete flew to Dallas for Wade Wilson's funeral.
And Wes was there, too.
And Wes was there also.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Talk
amazing.
Wes is going to go coach out there for him, too.
Yeah.
And, of course, Tony Romo was playing at Pebble Beach and came back for it.
He got back in time. I told Wade, I said, that's really nice of you to be here. He goes, well, it was the thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's just Wade.
Yep.
You get to a point in certain time in your life that you start losing friends.
Wade,
it sucks.
He brought his wife. His wife was there. It was a really nice gesture.
Yeah.
And by the way, Wes Phillips being hired by the Rams as their tight ends coach.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah. Good for him.
Yep.
You remember Wade tweeted out,
head coach.
My son Wes is a good coach, and he knows Sean McVay.
There you go. He's going to be put him on the list of potential
That's
candidates.
right.
All right, we're going to talk more Cowboys sometime in the near future here on Talking Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?